Are you ready to biohack yourself into becoming a multi-orgasmic man? Today, I'm going to go over 6 supplements that you can take daily that will do exactly that. So very few men are naturally multi-orgasmic. About less than 10% of men in their 20s and less than 7% of men in their 30s. There was a study done a while ago. It took this one guy who was naturally multi-orgasmic. He had basically 0 refractory period. So for those of you who aren't familiar, the refractory period is the time it takes for you to go into round 2. Like, let's say you bust a nut, you need some kind of recovery time before you can get hard. That time is the refractory period. This particular guy they were studying didn't have one of those. He was able to bust a nut, stay hard, and bust a nut again and just keep going again and again. They found that his brain did not produce a dump of prolactin when he orgasmed. Now, that is what usually happens with most men. They get that kind of lethargic, sleepy, cuddly feeling post-orgasm, which reduces their sex drive, reduces their desire. According to some studies, 18-year-old males typically have a refractory period of around 15 minutes, while men in their 70s can have a refractory period of up to 20 hours. Now, the average across the various age groups tends to be around 30 minutes. Now, there's some other really interesting evidence that leads to what I'm calling the prolactin theory of male sex drive, and that is a drug called cabergoline. So cabergoline, I believe it was prescribed originally for Parkinson's disease. It's also a drug that is used to treat a illness or a condition called hyperprolactinemia, which basically means you have way too much prolactin in your bloodstream, in your body. One of the things they found very often with dudes who they would prescribe this drug to is they would end up becoming multi-orgasmic. These guys would go from having like no sex drive, they put them on this drug cabergoline, and they came out the other end multi-orgasmic. Totally anecdotal, but very, very good data to go off is bodybuilding forums. When they get on very, very extreme steroids like trenbolone, for example, their sex drive tanks. It's because these steroids are turning up all the dials in their hormonal system to like an 11, and they tend to see a very, very high rise and increase in their prolactin levels. So bodybuilders on forums would talk about is taking cabergoline. They take that as a way to reduce that and counteract that. And what did they find? A lot of these bodybuilders found that they ended up becoming multi-orgasmic and being outrageously horny. Now, do I recommend you take cabergoline? No. It's a prescription medication. It can have some very bad side effects. It can be very extreme, and it doesn't necessarily produce this exact result for everybody. However, this lends a lot of credence to what I'm calling the prolactin theory. I was diving into all this when I was working in the adult film industry as a porn star. I worked in that industry for 5 years. I dove into the literature I could find around prolactin. Anything I could find. What has been tested, what has been done through a peer-reviewed research study to reduce prolactin in a more natural way. And that's how I came up with my personal stack that I used throughout my career. And it's these 6 supplements I'm going to go over with you today. Supplement number 1 is L-tyrosine. Now, L-tyrosine has a few different roles in the body, but the one we're most interested in is its role as a precursor to dopamine. Prolactin and dopamine have an inverse relationship in the body. When your prolactin levels are high, your dopamine levels are low, and vice versa. If we can increase our dopamine levels, we can get those naturally humming, then the prolactin in our brain, in our body, in our bloodstream is going to be reduced. Number 2, vitamin B6, the P5P variant specifically. This has been shown to reduce prolactin. It increases energy production, reduces stress, and you also need vitamin B6 in order to make dopamine in your body in the first place as well. Supplement number 3 is vitamin E, D-alpha tocopherol. Now, there was a study done, 24 uremic patients on hemodialysis who had never been treated with vitamin E or any related drugs. 12 were treated with oral vitamin E, 300 milligrams a day, and 12 of these patients and 12 controls were given a placebo. After the vitamin E treatment, serum prolactin levels were significantly decreased. An average of 50.8 nanograms per mil to 15.4. Number 4, ashwagandha, the KSM type. It is the number 1 adaptogenic herb for lowering prolactin, and many studies have proved that this works. It balances hormones in the body, it lowers your cholesterol, and it can also improve if you have low testosterone levels. Number 5, Masa root extract or maca root extract. I get shit for how I pronounce this online for some reason. I don't know how to pronounce it however you like. Just take the damn thing. This has been shown to increase your sex drive. It also increases progesterone. Guys think progesterone is like a female hormone. If you have low progesterone as a guy, you will have low sex drive as well. Progesterone is important, is very, very important in a lot of hormonal pathways in your body. So you need to have progesterone as a guy. Number 6 is zinc, and this is also one of the best supplements out there for inhibiting prolactin production and keeping that under control. What I've done is for the last 12 months, I've been putting together a supplement that combines all of these ingredients in the exact right quantities and, more importantly, in the correct qualities. Made right here in the USA in an FDA-approved GMP certified facility. It is called Fire. It is the libido booster from Clubhouse Supplements. It is going to massively increase your sex drive, reduce your refractory period, reduce that recovery time you need between orgasms, and hey, potentially make you a multi-orgasmic man. If you rather just have one bottle on the shelf rather than a bunch of different supplement bottles laying around, I would highly suggest you check it out. It's in the description down below. And look, there's nothing wrong with having a high sex drive and absolutely rocking your girl's world. So go check it out.